Good evening and welcome to the School Board of Alachua County regular meeting, August 20, 2019. Please stand and join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, it's time for the adoption of the agenda. Do I have a motion to that effect?
So move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Roy, seconded by Dr. McNeely. Any discussion? All- That would be a good time.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, I was started talking, but item number, it's the DES, item C7. Cat 7, C7.
Okay. And, okay, that will become action item 2. Okay? Okay. Okay, any further comment? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. We have several sets of minutes to be approved. First, the strategic plan update workshop from July 23rd. Do I have a motion to approve those?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Surton, second by Ms. Roy. Any comments? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next, a special board meeting on the 2019-2020 tentative budget on July 23rd. Do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Roy, seconded by Ms. Surton. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next, the board meeting on July 23rd, regular board meeting. Do I have a motion to accept that?
So moved. Second.
Motion by Dr. McNeely, seconded by Ms. Roy. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next, the special board meeting and public hearing on the 2019-2020 tentative budget and millage. Do I-
Correction.
Okay, excuse me?
Correction.
A correction? Well, let's,
Okay.
I think we need to make a motion
Okay.
first, and then then we can amend it,
Okay.
So moved.
okay?
Second.
Motion by Dr. Paulson, seconded by Ms. Surton and Ms. Surton.
In the meeting, there's the motions by Ms. Griffin, and seconds by Ms. Griffin.
Oh,
That's okay, that's okay.
I think that'll be easy to fix. Okay. Okay, just to be technically right, we need to have a motion on the amendment.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Paulson, seconded by Dr. McNeely. Okay, all in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Aye. That passes 5-0. Now, we need to vote on the corrected minutes. And did you have another comment?
Well, I was just going to say, Ms. Griffin is mentioned later in the agenda as well.
I will assume that makes.
That'll be covered.
That'll
Okay.
fix all of those.
Okay.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. And next, and finally, the school board meeting on August 6th. Do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Surton, seconded by Ms. Roy. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next, Mr. Will Frazier from Buchholz.
All right. Thank you. I get the great honor tonight to introduce the 2019 winner of the Kalin Award. Mu Alpha Theta, the largest national math honor society in the United States. I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of members they have. Every year gives out the award they call it Kalin. It's their most prestigious award. $4,000 cash, you get thrown into their history books, and $1,000 goes to the school that has it. Each school can only nominate one student from the school. It's a rigorous, long process. The candidate has to write essays, has to get letters of recommendation from teachers, students. Then they select 3 or 4 who go to the national convention in Las Vegas this summer, and have to be interviewed by a board of about 10 or 15, kind of intimidating, probably like this. And it's a big group, and they grill those 3 or 4 finalists, and then they vote on the Kalin winner. And again, the most prestigious award they give out to an individual every year. In my 22 years until this year, we've only had one student win that award, and I knew if Yared got to the final 3 or 4, he was going to win, because sorry. He's a tough guy to lose. If anybody gets to talk to this guy for a little while, he's going to win him over. And I've been fortunate the last 4 years to have a lot of conversations with him and a lot of lunches, and spent a lot of time with him. Amazing young man. He's leaving us tomorrow to go off and all his regular people and go hobnob with those snobby elitists in the Ivy League. So he's going to be attending Cornell, and hopefully he'll take his jackets. But a real incredible young man, and we cried a lot out, and I did at least, out in Las Vegas when we were at Nationals, and I had to say goodbye. The award goes to somebody who, they're looking for somebody who's given a lot to their community through community service, but also somebody who's been a great competitor. We probably would not have won the national competition last summer in 2018 in Colorado Springs without his performance. He has been a dominant competitor, as well as given many hours back to our community through various programs that we have here in the district. Boy, this is an incredible young man. I think he likes to talk. So I think he wanted to say a couple things real quick, so I'll let him come up and do that. But you couldn't meet a nicer person, a happier person. You can hear him laughing all over the campus, half a campus away. He is just always lit up and happy and positive, and he's going to be real tough for me to say goodbye to, which you can see that. Yared Tedeschi.
So I just want to say a few things, just like a story. So out of all the things we took home, Las Vegas, like obviously like a lot of trophies. Like how many trophies did you get in Las Vegas?
260.
260. Okay, that's like a lot. Okay, but like out of all the things, I think like I'm really happy about that we brought was this. I still don't know what it is. Like the label says it's a box top. I'm pretty sure the things. Okay, I thought those are things you give to the county to like whatever. But it's it's something small, but has like a story behind it, and I just want to share it with you guys. I think it might be nice. So it was Tuesday night. It was the first award ceremony, and Beals was doing really well. This year we did awesome, and one of the topics was like one of the topics that I did, and it was awesome. We beat our rival by 20 points in the topic. It was great. But there was one person in the audience looking on, and his name is Porter. He's like a groundskeeper and pool boy for the hotel we were at, and he, for some reason, he was really impacted. Just being around, I guess, people who really love math. For some reason, he felt really inspired by it, and he just came up to me and wanted to shake my hand. And for me, I just did some it was a test. To me, it was like nothing, but to him, apparently, it was a lot. And he gave me this, and I think it means like a lot, because it represents that this program and this math team isn't just a bunch of like teenagers doing math. It is teenagers doing math, but it's more than that. I think it's really inspiring people. And so then the next day on Thursday, we woke up and saw the pool decorated. So apparently Porter, on his own time, went out to the party supply store and decorated the entire pool. Before that, it was bare. It was just regular pool, but he brought beach balls and a ton of other decorations. And I've never swam at a nationals, but at this one I swam, so it was really awesome. And I'm really glad that I got the opportunity to swim there. And the greatest thing that I think that happened was Porter said he was so inspired by this like the Mama Theater, because in Las Vegas, it's not like the most like people in Las Vegas aren't always like nice, and this Porter's a man who suffered some adversity in life. He said he was so inspired by us that he wants to go back to school, and I thought that was just something like notable. And I think it's like more than just like, it's just good to know that we're not just like doing math, we're trying to change lives. Because it sure has changed mine. Okay. So that's it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Great job. Thanks for representing us so well.
Yeah, come on in. No, you're good. Well, if that doesn't make you feel good, I'm not sure anything does. That was just, what a great story. And
His family.
could we recognize the family as well? Well, could the family stand to be recognized? Ms. Roy.
Thank you. I just want to say that was just a lovely story. And it's so great to know that you can inspire someone at your age. It's just going to be up from here on. You're going to have a wonderful life, and congratulations.
Okay, now it's time for board member superintendent announcements. Ms. Certain.
Thank you. I'd like to congratulate, is it Yaren? Yaren, thank you again for coming and sharing that story with us. It's very inspiring, and I'm sure I was not half as good as you and the Buchholz team in math, but I congratulate you all on the stellar performances that you all turn in year after year for our county. Congratulations and all the best to you as you start your college career at Cornell. I'm sure your family is very proud, and thank you all for joining us tonight. I hope all of the boys and girls last week got off to a very nice day. First day of school last week, I was up at Newberry Elementary and helped up there at the school, and I have a newfound respect for all of the teachers and administrators that help with after-school pickup with the little ones. Boy, I tell you, I saluted them as I left the school that day. It was very hot, and they knew their names, but when they were called, they still sat there. And it was kind of funny though, but it was a real good thing. So I thank the staff at each of the schools and centers, as well as transportation. I know we had some kinks and hiccups during the first week, but I think overall, I think it was a good week. And it was a good first week for me as a board member, some new experiences, this being my first rodeo and my first back to school. And thanks for all the staff for the calls and things that they answered for me when I called and responded to me with quickness. So I appreciate that from the staff and all of the departments that I called. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Paulson.
Yeah, I'd like to bring up what this board's done and our superintendent. Back when we brought back the strategic plan after about a 11-year absence in around 2011-12, we set goals and priorities, and in March 17, 2015, one of our 5 priorities was the salaries for instructional staff will be ranked in the upper 2/3 of state averages, and salaries for non-instructional staff will be $15 an hour, including health benefits. And I'm proud to say that as of right now, and it's the timeline was August 2019, which is what we're in right now. So I'm proud to say that with the leadership of our superintendent, Mrs. Clark, and thank you, is that right now, our salaries for our staff, our teachers, are 44th in the state, which is in the upper 2/3. I'm going to read you an article that I wrote back in 2005, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. I wanted to read that. I just said at the present time then, the average teacher salary for our district ranked 58th among 67. Now, right after that, we had the Great Recession, and we had a lot of things in our way, but the boards worked hard, and I'm proud to say that we are in the upper 2/3 right now. We intend to go further. We had some counties in front of us, like Lake County, which is bigger than us, just a couple of $100 more than us. Gulf County, which is a small one, and Osceola County, they're next in line. Osceola is $239 more than us. So we want to continue to get up. I like to tell Mr. Rella that I think we need to check on how many people give 100% of health insurance too. Because I know it was only 20 about 10 years ago. I don't know if there was any right now. And at the same time, not have a high deductible. So that's important. So I mean, that was a great achievement. Another thing, just so we can be competitive nowadays, we're ranked 42nd in starting salaries. 42nd. Now, I wonder, the reason I read where we were ranked is, I go back 35 years, I've never seen this district that high in teacher salaries. It might not sound like much, but we're not Collier County, we're not Monroe County. We don't have that kind of tax base. It really is a great achievement. And we're not done yet, we'll keep climbing, okay? So anyway, that's it. Thank you, Mrs. Clark, again. Thank you to the previous union president, Karen McCann. I know if you're watching this, you had a lot to do with this too. So anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Roy.
Thank you. I just wanted to mention that all of us received an email, from Mr. Frazier about how was from a parent who was just so impressed with Mr. Frazier's program. And so we're always proud, he's gone now, but we're always proud of Mr. Frazier's program and his students. Just wanted to mention that Buchholz High School, where Mr. Frazier teaches, also had a winner at the 2019 International Geography Olympiad. in Hong Kong, of all places. And this student, who was a Buchholz sophomore, Albert Zhang, is the new champion of the 2019 International Geography Olympiad, beating out more than 160 of the world's top geography students to win first place medal. So that is quite an achievement. I mean, geography is great, to know all the countries in the world and what they do. I mean, I was so impressed with this, and glad that he had a good time in Hong Kong, which is under great danger, in my opinion, right now. And he came back safely. So congratulations to Albert Zhang from Buchholz High School. And that's all.
Thank you.
Oh, I also wanted to say that I worked the first day of school, as some of the others of us did, and came away very impressed with the teachers. I was exhausted after 2 hours, exhausted, just very impressed with our teachers, and all the schools had a very smooth opening, and very proud of the teachers and the staff and the students and the parents and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. McNeely.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, I'd like to say to every single student in Alachua County school system, welcome back. I know that you were excited, as I was, on August 12th. You could not wait, I bet, to even sleep a full night because you knew where you were headed the very next day, back to school. And not only do I want to welcome the students, but all of the instructional staffs, as well as the administrative staffs, because all of you are so very important to this school system and where we plan to take it in 2019 and 2020. This is going to be a fabulous year. Don't you feel it? I know I do. So I'm excited that we've started the school year without anything I haven't heard, and the secretary hadn't called us, and Mrs. Johnson hadn't called us. So therefore, it's been a terrific opening. Thank you ever so much. And now I want to congratulate, usually it's coming from Dr. Coach Paulson, and I hope I don't mess this up, but we have a young man that I heard through from Attorney Moore. His name is Anthony Richardson, and he has been chosen for some kind of award. I don't know if it's the Elite 11. I don't know much about football, except Rattlers.
your son was a good football
FAMU
player.
Rattlers, huh?
You have a son that was a good player.
Yeah,
I saw that throw that.
Yeah, I did. But anyway, to this young man, and I think that we are going to start with a documentary on this Friday, so that's a good thing. It not only gives prestige to the student, but it does so for the high school, Eastside High, and for our community, and for our school board. So everyone that I've spoken to, everyone is on board. We're excited for him and for his future. I heard, I don't know if I can say this, that he might have signed something to be a Gator?
You can't,
That's
you cannot say
Oh, I
that.
can't say that?
You cannot
I'll
say
stop
that.
right there. Congratulations, Anthony Richardson. I'm
Good.
sorry, I didn't know I could.
Ask before you say anything.
I didn't know,
You know, okay. Luckily, the county's having a meeting right now, and so we're not on, I don't think we're on live. Superintendent Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Hyatt. As has been mentioned by other board members, we've had a pretty calm start to the school year, and of course, week 2, things start to settle in, and everyone's getting used to their classes and their teachers and all of that. Just to give you an idea, as of today, we have 29,703 students in Alachua County.
Wow.
That includes our charter schools and our centers. So in our traditional public schools, we're at 27,321 students. We're up about 174 students from our initial projections from the state from the spring. Of course, they don't come in nice, neat packages, though, of 22 or 25, but that's okay. We're down a little elementary, but we're up at secondary. So that happens, too. So we're working now to adjust allocations where they're needed and be able to move things around and make sure that our students get settled even more quickly. So, of course, there's always schedule changes at this time of year, and things really aren't solidified really until probably Labor Day, because we will still get a few more students that will come in this week from the university with their parents coming back to school. But so far, we're up. That's always a good thing, and so far, we're able to meet the needs of those schools with their resource to make sure that we've got allocations out there that they can hire teachers if they so need, and be able to adjust those classes. So to our principals in schools, great job, well done, and counting. You would think that that was a pretty easy task, but it's probably just as difficult as dismissal at an elementary school to make sure you're counting a lot of moving parts. As students even now are transferring with schools, depending on zoning and things of that sort. There's a lot of moving parts, 29,000 plus moving parts. So we appreciate the schools getting us that information so quickly. So hopefully we'll have that solidified permanently by the next board meeting, and we'll be good to go.
I think Dr. Paulson had
Just-
one more quick comment.
Well, Dr. McNeely, don't worry about what he said. He's fervently committed to Florida.
Oh, okay,
Just want to let you know.
thank you.
And that's the most students we've ever had, isn't it?
It's hard to say because, again, it's a moving target. At this time, we're about close to where we were last year
Okay.
at this time, and we were up last year.
Which is
So
big,
we're-
because we didn't grow for 15 years.
Right, so we're
About
continuing to
2000
grow.
2015. I didn't say anything about our ESPs too. Their health insurance is, and with their health insurance and their salaries, which we raised their beginning salaries 24% the last 4 years, we're at $15 with that. And, because we're one of the few counties, if not the only county, that still pays all the health insurance for our employees. So, we just take our employees that work 252 days, 8 hours a day, that's the money that it cost us for them, added on to the money we have for the salaries, we're at $15. We'll look at that again, I'm sure, this year, and I think that's a great achievement too. Like I said, we've gone up 24.1% just in the last 4 years with our beginning salary for our ESPs. That's all, I forgot to say that before.
Okay, thank you. I wanted to mention I had opening day at Lake Forest, and in addition to the teachers and the administration being ready, I wanted to hand out to, the custodians. The school looks great. The lunchroom workers are just the best. And and certainly, like Ms. Roy said, after a couple hours, I'm pretty tired. And, it seems, of course, I taught for 38 years, but I didn't spend a lot of time in the cafeteria. And, and later I got to stop in at Idlewild, and that was also a nice experience. I wanted to mention, and I know he won't want me to do this, but too bad, on having our, we're all looking forward to our East Side student, Mr. Richardson, being covered. A guy that really made this happen and crossed the T's and dotted the I's, and it's a win-win for everybody, and that's our attorney, Brian Moore. So that was a lot of work, just making sure that it's great for the young man, that it's great for the family, for the school, and at schools. So I wanted to thank Mr. Moore, and of course, he'll just say he's doing his job, but thank you for doing that. And so that's all for me. Okay, I guess we're doing doubles today.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that's okay.
I should have said this. We just found out from the state today that we can demolish 17 buildings at Howard Bishop. And, thank you, Mr. White, wherever you are. yes. And the facility staff for fast-tracking that and getting that, and Idlewild, I've forgotten how many, 12 buildings at Idlewild, or I've forgotten the number there, but, you know, when those are gone, they can proceed to rebuild. So it was faster than expected, and we appreciate the extra effort you took to take it to the state and not just send it in, but personally deliver it and get that done for us. Thank you.
Thank you. We're to the point of the evening for citizen input.
Ms. Clark has a light on.
I'd put it back on, but it was just to talk about the Castaldi process and obviously to recognize facility staff for that. But a piece of that, the first 2 community meetings for input sessions with the architects. So the architects can get moving quicker now that we have the Castaldi approval. That process normally takes 7 to 9 months, and our folks got it done in less than 4. So we've, you know, I think we've figured out how to get that done quicker now with them and working with a great architect to be able to do that. So the architects will be in place on Thursday evening at Howard Bishop from 5:30 to 7. And then Idlewild on Tuesday, the 27th, from 5:30 to 7. So parent, staff, community input sessions about the redesign of those schools. So the architects will be there to take that input. And of course, none of this would be possible without our half-cent sales tax initiative. So we appreciate the public support for that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now it's time for citizen input. 15 minutes will be provided for citizens to address the board prior to our regular business meeting. It is requested that citizens keep their comments to approximately 3 minutes. My first form is from Mr. Wayne Fields.
Thank you all very much for allowing me to come before you tonight. Furthermore, do I have your permission to address the school board members, Sankofa? Yes, sir. Thank you very much. The reference that I just made to Horace Moore is a reference of respect to my elder, to tell the story of the request that I'm coming before you tonight. I have spoken to a couple of the commissioners and brought this to their attention that I am asking and requesting of you to dedicate the band room and the chorus room at Lincoln Middle School in the name of Mr. Jerry C. Miller and his wife, Geraldine Miller. They were the only 2 music teachers to teach at Lincoln High School, and when it closed down in 1970-71, they had an effect on numerous students for years. They were not only music teachers, but they were also a math teacher, Mr. Jerry Miller, and an English teacher, Miss Geraldine Miller. Not only did they teach at Lincoln High School, but Geraldine Miller went on to Buchholz High School as an English teacher and music teacher, and then retiring from Eastside High School. Jerry Miller retired after forced integration took place from Howard Bishop Middle School. Back then it was called Howard Bishop Junior High School. I am also a Gator and a graduate from the University of Florida, and the influence that the Millers had on my life was phenomenal, as I'm sure they had on numerous individuals. Lincoln High School was a pillar in the community. They had lawyers, doctors, accountants, political officials, numerous people, teachers who had a positive effect on the community of Waldo, Newberry, Gainesville, of course, Duval Heights, Lincoln Estates, Fifth Avenue, Porters. It was so powerful. The number of fights that they had was always controlled. The number of dropouts that they had was always low. the effect that the teachers had in home economics and vocational training prepared students to take on the obstacles of the natural way of living. And so the effect that I want to say to you all tonight that they had on my life, I am by myself, but I come tonight with 100 signatures from former Lincoln High School students. And I noticed that you all have art all around the walls here. And I wanted to offer you all a piece of the art that Jerry Miller and Geraldine Miller did. It was the musical Bye Bye Birdie. And they were able to take and perform this, and they put it on the album, for which numerous people are still alive in this community. And I would like, if you all can, to put this up somewhere, because this is truly art. In addition, we are having a activity September the 1st at Lincoln Middle School. It is the 40th year anniversary of an organization called the Music Express. Because we were all affected by the music, I would like to give a placard to show you the individuals, if I can offer that in record. So I'll start over here. I do know that the superintendent, Clark, is very familiar with the efforts of numerous individuals here in Gainesville that attended Lincoln High School. And so what I'm asking is for you all to dedicate the chorus room and the band room. The organization that I have presented to you, you will notice that there's a commissioner, former commissioner, Mr. Rodney Long, along with another gentleman, Mr. Bill Feinberg, and that good-looking gentleman to the far right, 40 years ago, is here before you tonight. I come as the son of Mr. Jerry C. Miller and Mrs. Geraldine Miller, so it means a lot to me. Finally, I hope that you all can make that dedication possible. I don't know what the process is from here, but I've spoken with the principal. You all have done, and it's been dedicated, the track after an Art Lee, the library after Dolores Golston. So it would be very easy, because all I'm asking you all to do is to dedicate the chorus room and band room, and we will put up the plaque over the band room door and the chorus room door. And we would like to do that September the 1st, if that's possible.
It says August 31st on here.
That is a gala that we're holding. What I do not
Wyndham,
have for you.
I see that.
Yes,
Sorry.
at the Wyndham Garden Hotel.
Got it.
September the 1st, we are holding a event that we have done numerous years ago. That organization, the Music Express, we are the originators of Project Heatwave, the musical affair that took place downtown and then Citizens Field, the Sportathon that has featured numerous athletes that have gone on to be professional athletes in basketball, football, swimming, golf, numerous sports. And we like to say that we had an effect on numerous individuals with our radio station, WONE 91.7, and with the single-member districting. The very first lobbying of our radio station took place years ago, and the first elected official to District 1 was Commissioner Rodney Long.
Mr. Fields, if I
Yes.
could, I would say that I'm not sure exactly what the process is,
Yes.
but I think, I'm just speaking for me, it's going to be pretty close to certain. It's like a slam dunk. And I don't know, you're talking about 40 years ago. You and I played together 50-something years ago. We were both members of the Gainesville Youth Orchestra. with Mrs. Reeves and Mr. Hallman. And we both played string bass. So those of you who only know Mr. Fields as a great athlete, pretty darn good musician. And
Bach,
so
Beethoven, Tchaikovsky,
exactly. So
classically trained.
and I actually found, I'd like to take credit, but I think my mother didn't ever throw anything away.
Right.
And so I actually, which I will share with you, have a program from a concert that we did. Again, this is probably 1968 or 69,
Correct.
somewhere around there.
Right.
But anyway, and I am also a recovering high school band director, and I did not know Mr. Miller, but what I remember is when I went to Buchholz Junior High School,
Right.
and we had an all-county junior high band.
Right.
They didn't bring in a clinician, they had each of the directors would do one number. And Mr. Miller was one of the conductors. And it was, and again, so we really want to go back. That's going back to approximately 1964 or 5.
Okay.
So anyway, it is impossible for any of us to know the level of influence that your parents have had on folks in this community,
Right.
and farther, because that all radiates out, and not just the music, but caring for these young people, and I think it would be the least we could do to honor them.
Thank you
So,
very much. There are
and
no
I
other
think-
questions.
I think Mr. Paulson had a quick comment.
Yeah, like I told you the other day, your mother was our first chorus teacher at Buchholz High School.
Oh, okay.
And wonderful lady. And I just thought, hey, that was when you talked about forced integration. That's when we opened, and she was at Buchholz when we opened the building, everything.
That's right.
She was a wonderful lady, very nice person.
Thank you.
So we will move forward with this. We'll talk, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
But thank you so much for coming, and thank you for the history.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now, I would say that normally it's a 3-minute limit, but I'm used a little bit of discretion there, and happy to do that. And so we will sort of,
Does he want to-
with the two other folks that I've got here, we'll go ahead with them.
You want, in the
No,
back,
no, you didn't
you have
ask.
another speaker?
Well, I've got two other people.
Okay.
So next would be Pam Gorthotsky.
Good evening, Chair, Board Member, Superintendent, everyone on the dais. Welcome back to a new school year. Everyone's excited to be back. I just want to let you know, all of our PTAs have hit the ground running this year. They're serving their families and their teachers at their schools and working really hard. I just wanted to share some of the events that we have going on coming up next week. We're doing our ESE, or Exceptional Student Education Transition Fair, next week. This is our 3rd year of doing this. That's going to be on Tuesday, August 27th from 6 to 8 at Sidney Lanier. And our general meeting is going to be on Thursday, August 29th at 6 p.m. here in the boardroom, and everyone is invited to that. And we would like everyone to save the date for September 14th. Which we're going to be doing a training and vendor fair at Kanapaha Middle School from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And some of the workshops that we're going to be holding that day are going to be beneficial to our community. We're going to be talking about school report cards and data, along with, we're having Regina Kearns from our ESE department to talk about programs that the district is offering now, like Snap and Read. So that's going to be open up to the public, and we're hoping that we get a good turnout to that. We just wanted to let you know that we're continuing our focus on ESE, exceptional student education, mental health and wellness, and we're really focusing on strengthening our local unit PTAs. I believe like we will grow when we become stronger within them, and we're off to a good start. We also are going to be focusing on a data grant that the Florida State PTA has won, and Conlan will come up and talk to you more about that. So I just want to let you know, we ended the year off with 3,603 members, and so we're really proud of that. We've had growth, and we hope to continue to grow that here in Alachua County. It says something about how strong we are in our county and the working relationship that we have with our district. Like I tell everybody, I'm really grateful to be a parent here in Alachua County when we are out in the state at our state meetings. So as you know, we are a membership organization, and we're asking everyone to join a local unit PTA this year. You don't have to volunteer or be on a board to serve as a PTA member, but by being a member, you're supporting the work that we do, not only locally, but statewide and nationally. So we appreciate the members that we already have, and we would like to grow and gain new ones. Also, something that we would like to start this year is we'd like to have a new initiative where we highlight what our local PTAs are doing here at our school board meetings. So I'd like to invite our local unit PTAs, to come down to our board meetings and talk about what they're doing and citizens comment to celebrate what they're doing. Because I don't know if people know, I'm always overwhelmed by how much our 31 local unit PTAs are doing out in our community. So we'd like to start that this year.
Can you go ahead and wrap it up?
And we just appreciate you and our partnership. So thank you for everything.
Thank you for everything. Thank you very much. Conlon Banko.
Good evening, Board Chair Hyatt, board members, Superintendent Clark, staff. Before I get into this, I do want to say thank you to all the staff at Manning and Civia Center and in this building. I've had the privilege to work with many of you and have a great appreciation for how much work it takes to get the lights on that first day of school and everything ready to go. So I just want to say, as a parent of 4 kids in 3 of our public schools here, thank you so much for everything that you do. I have an official request from the Florida PTA, so I'll just go ahead and get into it. PTA is the largest volunteer child advocacy association in the nation. Florida PTA has over 250,000 members, representing 40% of the schools in our state, and is the 4th largest state within national PTA. And I hope that you all are members. If not, I hope you will consider joining our membership and participating in an opportunity to ensure a high-quality education is delivered for every child, no matter what their zip code. Florida PTA has been fortunate to receive a grant from the National PTA in conjunction with the Data Quality Campaign to implement a program called Data for Good. We are also working on this grant in conjunction with the Florida Department of Education, and I just want to take a moment and recognize and thank Chancellor Oliva for all of his assistance and proceeding with this grant going forward. On behalf of Florida PTA, I request that this board partner with the Florida PTA to promote information about the Data for Good grant. As many of you might know, the new regulations through Every Student Succeeds Act, better known as ESSA, requires every school, district, and state to produce a report card. This could be different from the student report cards we all know. Through the ESSA report cards, we could move beyond the child's grade and partner to find the resources to meet a child's need and improve outcomes. We can do the same thing for schools, districts, and our state. Through advancements in technology and standards, we can provide greater clarity to specific areas of focus. We have the tools to provide information we need, and ESSA provided the law for consistent delivery. Now, through this collaboration with PTA and the Data Quality Campaign and our Department of Education, 5 states were awarded a grant to analyze their state report cards at every level. Florida is one of those states. And over the next 2 years, we will be collaborating with coalition partners to survey parents, educators, students, and policymakers to raise awareness that our ESSA report cards exist, train all parts of our community to what our report cards currently communicate or don't, and the potential it provides to meet the need of every child in every school. Let's see if we can use data for good to go from reports to results to ensure that every child has access to high-quality education at every school. Once again, on behalf of the Florida PTA, I respectfully request that this board help our efforts to provide information about the Data for Good grant and to assist in marketing and promotion of the workshop opportunities, as well as setting up further opportunities to present to stakeholders. I want to thank you for your time and anticipated collaboration. We will return with feedback as we accomplish each step and each stage of this grant.
Okay, thank you. Okay, it's now time for the consent agenda. Ms. Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I recommend that the school board approve the consent agenda as described in items 1 through 6, 8, and 9.
So moved.
Motion, okay, you have a second? Motion by Ms. Roy, seconded by Ms. Surton. I know we have, Ms. Roy had a comment on number 2.
Yes. I wanted to make a comment on attachment B, which is, I don't know, it's not numbered. I guess it's page 7. Attachment B, bids, renewals, bids and requests, requisitions. The one to Village Counseling Center, I noticed that $308,000 is going for mental health counseling at 4 designated high needs elementary schools, Rawlings, Idlewild, Lake Forest, Metcalf. I checked with Mr. Rella and later Mr. Cottle, who told me that the $308,000, while it says comes from the general fund, it comes from the Gainesville Community Foundation grant for system of care. You know, some amazing citizen in Alachua County has donated $1.5 million over 3 years for our system of care, mental health counseling for children in need. And $500,000 a year is given to the district, and this comes out of that $500,000 per year. So it's not per se coming out of our general fund, it's a grant. That's all.
Okay, thank you for highlighting that. Any further comments? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Okay, we're on to action items. Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is another very small, probably the smallest little parcel of land that I've brought to you recently as we continue to work with the county and the cities on various projects. This little portion of land at the southeast corner of the Sidney Lanier School site will help the county fix the intersection there and improve the sidewalk, which should be particularly helpful for our students at Lanier. So the superintendent recommends that the school board approve the transfer of property agreement and warranty deed to Alachua County as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Roy, seconded by Ms. Surton. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Next, action item 2, Mr. Purvis.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, the superintendent recommends the school board approve the DES contract for contract number 2019-20-561-001 and 2019-20-0571-002 as presented.
Do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Roy, seconded by Dr. Paulson. Ms. Surton.
I actually just wanted to be consistent in how I have voted along with these DES contracts. I won't belabor the point as to why because folks can go back to the record as to why I dissent to us having them in non-critical positions. So I just wanted to pull this off so that I could vote as a dissent instead of it being on the consent agenda. as I have.
Okay, thank you very much. Any further discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Motion passes 4-1 with Dr. McNeely, Ms. Roy, Dr. Paulson, and the chair voting aye, and Ms. Certain voting no. Okay, we're back to citizen input. And we'll have another opportunity. It's requested that citizens keep their comments to approximately 3 minutes. I haven't received any forms, so I guess I can assume that there's no one speaking. So, next, board member superintendent request. Okay, Dr. Paulson.
I just want to remind you that it's about setting up a meeting. We said we were going to set one up in October for the District Advisory Council. And I think we need to set one for, so I just thought since it's the last meeting in August, I'd remind you. And we also talked about the PTA being part of the, so as we can select not only from the DAC, but the PTA.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Roy.
Thank you. I have something that's extremely urgent, and I'd like to talk to the board members and anyone else who would be interested in helping. The board members all, I believe, have an appointment to talk to Mrs. Leslie Straub, who is the Florida wildlife biologist, wildlife fund biologist. She's a very knowledgeable person. I met with her already and with the science coordinator. And she is very, very interested in having Camp McConnell preserved for Alachua County students. Right now, it's on the block to be sold to a private corporation who will charge whatever they want for camp tuition and may not include Alachua County students unless they can afford it. It is owned by the county. At the August 27th meeting, they are going to vote whether to keep it or sell it. And a number of us, I wrote them a long time ago, please don't sell Camp McConnell. But after talking to Mrs. Straub, I understood better why we need to preserve it. You know, it's a wonderful, big piece of property. Unfortunately, it's kind of in disrepair right now. But Mrs. Straub called me today and said she talked to all 5 of the commissioners, either yesterday or today, and they're leaning toward not selling the property, maintaining the property, doing repairs on the property, and running the camp if the school board would work with them to help with programming, because they don't feel qualified to do the programming. I know it's very sudden, and, you know, I talked to Mrs. Clark about it before the meeting, and she's going to look into doing this. But I just feel that time is of the essence here. If we could let the county commission know that we do not want to give away or sell away Camp McConnell, to save it for our Alachua County kids. Because there's only one other camp, and that's Camp Crystal. And they're full almost the day they open their applications. They're really, really quickly filled up. And it's very expensive. I looked into this before, you know, for another purpose for low-income children. It's very expensive. Whereas if we have a camp in the county, just south of town, it's close, and we might be able to provide camp for children of lesser income, to have an experience. They've got a pool there. Mrs. Straub is very interested in environmental education, in, setting aside part of Camp McConnell to educate children about the environment, like the Kids in the Woods program that some of you have heard about. There's a movement nationally to introduce children to the woods and wildlife and what it's like to be out in the wilderness. And we could have that if they retain Camp McConnell. So what I would like to do is ask the board if they're interested in trying to, persuade the county commission not to sell Camp McConnell. I mean, if you know any of the board members personally, the commission, county commission, you could talk to them or just write an email and say, please, for the sake of our Alachua County children, do not sell Camp McConnell. They've got a lot of funding. I don't know how they're funding it, but I'm guessing maybe Wild Places, Public Spaces, which seems like a really wise investment. So I'm sure that when you meet with Mrs. Straub, you will be convinced, as I am, how important this is. But as I said, this is the 20th. They're voting on the 27th. So anything you could do between now and then, and Superintendent Clark is looking into talking to people that might be able to arrange the programming and write a letter if we are all on board with this. And I don't know, we can't really vote on something that hasn't been pre-approved on the agenda, but could we get a consensus, do you think?
Well, I was about to call Mr. Delaney, and fortuitously, he just put his light on it, and my guess is we can't really discuss this if it's going to be possible. But please go ahead.
Ms. Roy, the chair's instincts are correct that it wouldn't be appropriate for us to nod and wink about what everybody's position is on that. I'm not sure if the superintendent needs some time to find out from the rest of staff and Camp Crystal staff and so forth about how maybe we could provide this service and not impact our current programs. And Ms. Certain may have something to add to that in terms of the timing of this commission meeting. I'm not
Okay.
sure, but we should not vote on it
Okay.
tonight or.
Okay.
But certainly, any board member, any person, member of the public listening in and so forth, could express their wishes to the county commissioners.
Yes,
Right.
thank you.
Ms. Certain.
Thank you. Yesterday at the end of the trust, I saw Commissioner Wheeler, and she said that the vote's been delayed till sometime in September, that the developer asked for an extension, so it won't happen on the 27th.
Huh,
So that-
because it was on the
It was, yeah.
13th, and then they moved it to the 27th.
Now it's in
And Mrs.
September.
Straub told me it was the 27th. but
And
it's
she
been
told me that
moved.
yesterday.
Oh, well, that gives us a little more time. That's good, that's good. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought I had remembered in previous board meetings, discussing something and having a consensus on it, Mr. Delaney, but I guess I was wrong.
Well, what we really need to do is, I think that perhaps there's been discussion about legislative priorities and things like that, and some direction is given to staff from time to time, but anything that would require the board to vote on it, we really need to have as an agenda item, so
Okay.
the public and so forth can weigh in.
Okay, well, when in September, Ms. Certain?
I think she said their second meeting in September is what Mary Helen said yesterday.
Well, maybe we can have it on next board agenda, because we will have a meeting before then.
Right, we'll meet on the 3rd.
Yeah, 2 meetings before then, probably.
Sure, and then there is also the joint meeting with the county on the 12th. If that's something that we may want to
Add to the agenda.
add to the agenda, I'd be happy to, if Mr. Hyde is agreeable, I'd be happy to reach out to county manager to,
Yeah, that would seem to me to be the best thing to do. And I would also would agree with Ms. Roy that it's probably good for, if not for a vote, but at least to have a publicly noticed discussion on the September 3rd meeting. So we'll figure that out, but, because we need to figure out what we want to do prior to going into that joint meeting.
Correct.
Okay. Dr. McNeely?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm hoping that the other board members have received a call, and the superintendent maybe, from Mr. Van Norwick, who is working in conjunction with Chief Jones, and I guess this would involve the city, as far as the Racket House and possibilities for that school at Prairie View Elementary. I know that the facilities team may be looking at that facility for usage for possibly transitioning children while facilities are being redone at Bishop, Idlewild, Metcalf. But once listening to Mr. Van Norwick, I thought it was an excellent plan for the future. I hope they have contacted each of you. If not, then I know they were going to try to schedule a meeting with each of us. So I'm hoping that you will accept that meeting and give your opinion as far as what may be happening or what they would like to do and purchase Prairie View.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, the meeting is adjourned.